This episode of Double Tap is brought to you by Swamp Fox Optics, Polymer 80, Medical Gear Outfitters, Faxit Firearms, and Hackett Equipment. Welcome to Double Tap, episode 175. Your hosts tonight are Jeremy Posderick from River's Edge Tactical. We got the Machine Gun Moses, Aaron Krieger checking in. Nick Lynch is here and looking dapper. My name is Sean. I want to welcome you all to the show.
Look how f***ing young Nick looks in that god opening sequence.
I know. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. Oh, boy. Nick, why have you aged 47 years in the last 5?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a good question, right?
We were talking. We were talking about this before the show. Somebody on the internet today was like, "What are you, 40?" I even went and looked at my profile picture and zoomed in, and I was like, "What the?"
You don't look 40.
No,
you don't look a day over 37.
That's funny because you don't look a day over 96.
I'm getting sensitive about this now, Nick.
Did you guys know that it's Sean's birthday today?
Happy birthday, Sean.
And he's 97.
You look great for 97, by the way.
Thanks, man. Yeah, he's great for...
If I'm 97, you're 312. No, I'm just saying, if you were 97, you would look great for 97. I don't know why you got to be also such a dick about it. Wait, how do I look for 47? How do I look for 47?
Pretty bad, but it's good. It's all good because you're actually 57.
Oh, God. That's... Yeah, I think if I was 357, I'd look phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead. You can make fun about how old I look. I look great for any age over 1,000. That's true. I mean, just the fact that you're alive is impressive. Yes.
Aaron's like the knight guarding the Holy Grail.
He chose poorly.
Oh, exactly. Looks great for being hundreds of years old.
Except after he turns into a skeleton.
Yeah. Well, hey, it could be worse. You look like the Nazi guys after they open the Ark.
Wow.
And their faces melt.
Wow.
In case that wasn't clear, what I was referencing there.
No, Watcher, I did not get your lotion gift
you
basket.
Look the center of a. You look like this. You look like the middle of a goatsy photo.
Yeah, well,
dude,
Jeremy,
that took a while to come out too. Yeah, but terrible. The rim part, ugh.
Jeremy, I'm like attractive tall. You're like people stop eating when they see you walking through the airport tall.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's I'm a freak show to most people. I will fully admit that my height has gotten me laid more times than I care to admit.
That's weird because like why would they want to a giraffe?
See what the Giants packing. Yeah,
but once you take your pants off, they're like,
I mean, now they just have to go through it at that point.
They're like, look, all I'm saying, like, it's cool and all I'm saying is I was expecting like a Mack truck.
Oh, not
and instead again. It's just like a 1-ton, you know?
Not this again. like I had expected like a limo. And I just got a regular, DTS. So, well, I expected a WLS main, and what I got was a double tap. They're still about the same length, though, yo. Shut up. All right, first up, we are going to talk about Swamp Fox Optics. Aaron, have you ever heard of them? I thought they were called George Washington Optics. I'm so confused. No, they're Swamp Fox, which would be Francis Marion, I guess, if you had to put a historical name on it.
Swamp Fox was played by Mel Gibson in that movie, right? Sort of, or it's loosely based on Swamp Fox. Right?
I think it is, actually, yeah. Where he wore blue face paint? No, that was Braveheart. He's talking about the Patriot.
Yeah,
Braveheart was where he was in the desert and he had to fight people for gasoline. No, that was Mad Max.
Yeah, no, in the one I'm talking about, it's the one where he fights the English, but he's all covered in optics. They're all like glued and tied to him.
Oh, yeah. Swamp Fox Optics.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly a great segue, actually. Hey. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about the Sentinel tonight. I have this. It's actually being carried appendix right now. So it is very close to my as we speak. Well, I really don't know what else to say after that, but yeah. No one else does either. We're just
thanks for killing the ad read.
Let him suffer. Let him stew in that statement for a bit. Right.
I thought it was weird that he had that Mel Gibson had a Swamp Fox optic on his tomahawk in that movie.
It was,
but I mean, I guess it was a red dot aiming, right?
Yeah, it was a scout scope. So Swamp Fox Optics, the Sentinel is basically for your compacts. Fits the SIG P365, the Canic subcompact, the Glock 48 MOS. Anything that has the RMSC cut is basically what it's gonna fit. They've got two versions. They've got the auto brightness and the always on. They've got the manual brightness and the shake awake. I actually have the auto brightness always on. And so far it's been fantastic. I trust it enough to carry it every single day. Battery's going to last a couple years. And these are $299 on their website. If you use our coupon code WLS is life, it's going to get you a discount on that as well. And that's at swampfoxoptics.com. All right. Matthew A says, God, I swear the SFO stuff is amazing. I like it.
Oh, damn.
I like it. Aaron.
Yeah. Wait, first of all, before we go into the next segment.
Okay. All right.
I want us all to do a God in the sense of like, how would you do God?
Okay. You first, because I don't know what you're doing.
God? Like, how would you enunciate it?
It depends.
All right, let's hear it. You're excited about something.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay, Jeremy, you're excited.
If you're excited, you're like, God.
There it is. All right.
But if you're mad, you're like, I got no God time.
All right. So Jeremy shortens it up and makes it very staccato when he's mad. Nick, what about you?
I would be like, gosh, that's a nice structure that you built to block that river.
All right. And I'd be like, God, quiet, understated. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, this is Wacky Weapons. Aaron, what do you have for us tonight?
You forgot if you're like upset, then you're like, God.
Right, because you add extra curse words into the middle of it.
Right. You're like, God. You don't even stop. You don't even say the whole word. You're just like, God. And everybody knows what you meant, and you storm off.
Yeah, that is true. Aaron, when you're like frustrated, what do you do?
I usually just spit on somebody that's smaller than me.
What?
I don't know.
I could see you punching down. And only ever punching down.
I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Anyway, Aaron, this is Wacky Weapons. What do you have for us tonight?
Tonight, anti-tank dogs. So, in World War II, there were tanks from the Germans, and the Russians said, let's train dogs to be able to sniff out Russian tanks, and they're lit with a fuse, so there's a timer involved here, and send these dogs to go run up to the tanks and blow themselves up and blow up the tanks.
That seems like actually a great idea.
Suicide doggers.
Actually, there was a stick on the dog's back, and when it hit the bottom of the tank, it would explode.
There you go. Thank you.
Well,
so there's some problems here, though.
The dogs were all from Afghanistan.
The problems were
they're actually not Afghanistan. They're not Afghan hounds. They're actually from Pakistan, but then they go over into Afghanistan, and that's where they would pick them up. Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, Afghan hounds are like the dumbest dogs ever.
I've seen them, but I've never seen one in real life.
I always thought the Afghan hounds looked like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, they really do.
Kind of.
Okay, so there was problems with this.
Well,
first of all,
yeah. Well, wait. So what are the problems? Because first of all, you're like, the dog is running up to the tank. Like they trained him to go up to the tank. The dog runs up to the tank. The dog blows up. The tank blows up, and then they spend 7 months training another dog to do the exact same thing. So it sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, except dogs are usually afraid of tanks, so they would run back into the trenches where they were sent from and blow up.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Well, you know what one of the problems was with them?
What?
They trained them on Russian tanks.
Yes, so Russian tanks run on diesel, German tanks ran on gasoline. So the dogs would smell.
They didn't have any German tanks to train them on, and they didn't think about it. They just they ran under the wrong fucking tanks. It wasn't a long-lived program.
It lasted till 1996.
Yeah, but it never actually got used.
Right, right. I mean, not successfully, at least.
That's cool that when I was 20 playing in a rock band, there were dudes in Russia that were like, Okay, now a dog has stick, dog run under tank.
There's all kinds of crazy like have you read about the CIA's cat?
No.
They set up a cat with that was basically like a bugged cat.
Uh-huh.
And they somehow wired it up so they were not able to like fully control the cat, but they could send impulses to its brain to like kind of encourage it to go one way or the other, more or less. And I guess the idea was that they'd be able to deploy this thing and then get it to like walk over to people who are having conversations, because no one suspects a cat, you know?
Yeah.
And then they'd be able to hear it. So they spent all this money like training this cat and like planting these bugs on it. And then the first time they deployed it, it got hit by a car.
There was, would you ever see the, so what is consciousness? What is life? Like, seriously, what are you? You're a meat puppet with
Nothing.
a bone structure, and you're just a brain that has all these objects that you use to interact with the world around you, right?
Yes.
You're just basically a brain. So the Russians, being weird, cut the head off of a dog.
Yeah.
And then there's actually video of this. There's a fucking video on YouTube. You can find it. They cut the head off a dog and they plugged a pump to its main two arteries, and they pumped oxygenated blood with nutrients through the dog's head, and it lived. And it would react to stimuli.
For how long?
I mean, it's awesome.
Days.
Yeah, I also have seen Futurama, so like I'm familiar with this technology.
Or the X-Files. The X-Files did an episode.
Aaron, I've seen two people mention the napalm or the bomb bats from World War II. So maybe next week.
The firebomb.
Well, we talked about that already.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Wait.
We've already talked about that. You guys are so late to the party.
Fucking COVID, man.
And the pigeons? What about the pigeon-guided bombs?
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool, too.
I'm kind of down with the dog bombs. You know, it's like, I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy.
It's kind of a bummer. Because, you know, like they've got a handler that probably has trained them for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, is really attached. And like, even though you're training the dog to run off and blow up, it's probably still like, like go.
Wouldn't it have been easier to train the dog to take like a stick over to something, drop it off, and then run away?
Maybe, but what if they drop it off and then the tank drives away?
Wouldn't it just have been easier to throw the dogs like chihuahuas at tanks?
I guess.
You're forgetting what the worst part of all this is. This is Soviet Russia. They could have ate that dog.
That is true, and they probably needed to.
Right.
Couldn't they just like throw the
dog
dog's
trainer
favorite?
hasn't had protein in 6 months.
Couldn't they just put some sort of remote detonated explosive on the dog and then throw its favorite toy at the tank? And then it would run, get the toy, and they could blow it up. That seems much easier.
Speaking of murdering dogs, Aaron, I'd like to murder yours right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know what's out there. Maybe a deer. I'm trying
Remember when Nick murdered your dog?
No.
It wasn't murder. Sean's head in a jar, the beard would float in front of his face, and he'd be spitting it out constantly. I can actually put
so gross.
I can put my beard in my mouth now, which is like the first time in my life that I've ever been able to do that.
I took care of the dog.
My favorite part of having a flavor saver is that I can grab it like this and go.
Jesus.
I was making Tyler pretty mad last night, so I was sitting on the couch doing that.
If my mustache starts going into my mouth, I have to shave.
Oh, dude, me too.
Like, I can't
deal with it. Like, that is where I draw the line.
I knew a guy who had really messed up teeth, so he would just keep his mustache grown down like to his lower lip.
Yeah. I mean, that's
like, how do you get food past that?
I don't know. Yeah, it's hard enough already.
It's like just with a baby, right? Like you take the spoon and like put like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. It's been a while since I fed a baby. I don't know.
I literally fed one yesterday.
Have you guys seen the oversized nightsticks they're using now? They're a big hit. Hey,
Oversized nightsticks.
Going boating anytime soon? No. Going booging anytime soon? In Minecraft?
No.
Where you
Always
where
let
are you
them
reading
make
this from? Am I
the first
missing something?
In Magic the Gathering. It's in the YouTube and Facebook comments.
Oh, I'm not paying attention.
I downloaded Minecraft, got it all updated and played it the other night, and then totally forgot about the VR thing.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah, now I got to go play Minecraft.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's cancel the show and we'll do. Oh, God. We'll cancel the show, and then we'll do that.
Exactly.
It'll be fun, I promise. So yeah, anyway, the anti-tank dogs, pretty freaking cool, Aaron.
Thank you. I didn't make them, but I did tell you about them.
Would they be called ATDs?
Anti-tank dogs? Or would they be called K9 booms?
Not to be confused with AMDs, anti-material dogs.
Ooh. I wonder how much explosives they actually had on that fucking dog for it to blow up a tank.
You only have to, well, think of it this way. Where is there absolutely no armor on a tank?
On the bottom.
There you go.
I mean, there's probably
that's
still some
not true. There is, because there's landmines. Those exist.
Yeah, but trust me, if I can bury a bomb big enough, it doesn't matter how much fucking armor's under there. That is, your what's it called? A glacius plate on the front of a tank. That's designed to take other tank rounds direct. The backs of tanks, the tops of tanks, and the bottoms of tanks are very under armored comparatively.
That makes sense.
Have you guys seen that thing where somebody took a GoPro and set it on the track of a tank, like on the inside of the track?
No.
It's really cool because you never really think about like the way that a track like that works, but like, the GoPro goes around and then it hits the ground and it stays stationary, and then the tank moves around it until it gets to the end and it goes up and over again.
Have you ever seen the
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Have you ever seen the like the tank designs between Russians and Germans and Americans in World War II?
Like the differences, or
it perfectly explains like the ideology between all the countries, because Germany's basically an entire country of autistic engineers, right?
Basically.
So one of the things you have to do with a tank is you have to be able to take the tread off and put it back on in the field. If your track gets blown off, you have to be able to repair that and get back moving, right?
Yeah.
Because a not moving tank is a dead tank.
Makes sense.
Or it's a big house. I mean,
it's a dead tank, and it's a bullet magnet.
So
it's a bullet magnet for very big bullets that can actually go through tanks.
So they set it up so you can pull out like 10 bolts and then take off the entire front end of the tank to put it into the service position, and then you're able to access like half of the stuff you need, right?
No.
You also have to use very, very specific oil and power steering fluid,
I'm talking about the tracks specifically,
which have to be imported from Germany.
What's that?
Which have to be imported from Germany.
Are you talking about like an Audi or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm talking about in World War II.
I was like, Jeremy's not getting this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can only heard half what he said because every time Nick talks, he cuts in and out for me.
Clearly, because every time I talk, you keep going.
And so anyways, the Germans designed this like really weird like locking system for the pins that go through their track sections, and that's how they did it. And the Americans had like something pretty simple. It was like a pin and a bolt and like a cotter pin or some like it was pretty simple, but like and still there was a little bit to it. The Russians figured out that if you stuck a pin in this way, like a carriage bolt, and it went the entire time around the track, it only walked out about this far. So they put an angled piece of steel at one point on the side of the tank so that when the track went by it just pushed the bolt back in.
Nice.
That was literally it. And it was, there was a V, so if it was going backwards, it did the same thing. Like, well, flat piece here. It just pushed it back in. It was so dumb. I was like, that. It's like that old saying, like, give the laziest person on the team the hardest job because they'll figure out the easiest way to do it.
The American tanks are really good at going kind of fast in a straight line, but like they can't really turn very well. And the panel gaps are kind of big.
What is an example of an American tank?
Like a Sherman.
Well, nothing on the planet can beat an Abrams, but
And then the Russian tanks are made out of blue jeans.
Right.
That makes sense. Was denim cheap in Russia?
Yeah.
And eagle feathers.
Well, they had a car that was made out of like denim or something like that.
Yeah, it's paper mache.
Is that what it was? Was it the Lada? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, dude.
Somebody will send me a message on Facebook or an email or something to tell me what a dumb I am because I got it wrong.
It happens all day, every day.
Yep.
I wish I had a tank. You know what I had? I wish I had a murder tank, and we could probably make one out of a bulldozer.
You mean like a killdozer or something?
Oh, I like that better than murder tank.
Man, that's very cheerful music. That brings me to Facts and Firearms. That's who I want to tell you about right now. What'd you say, Nick?
Oh, I was just reading the comments over here.
Yeah, sorry. So Facts and Firearms, I actually noticed that they do have their 18-inch AK barrel or 7.62 by 3.9 AR barrel. So, or wait, I'm sorry, that's actually the AK barrel, which is what I have in my AK, that exact barrel, the 18-inch.
Nice.
Really accurate. I know, Jeremy, you're trying to think of something to say bad, but it is really accurate.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, good. Perfect. So yeah, you can get AK barrels. You can get 7.62 by 3.9 AR barrels. You can get them all over at Facts and Firearms. Use coupon code WLS10 and you can save money when you do that thing. It's time for Dear WLS.
Burn when you pee? Unsure about your relationship? Why can't you use 45 in a 9mm? Get your questions answered on hashtag DearWLS. Visit BeLikeShooting.com/DearWLS to submit your question.
All right. This is the place where we answer the questions, and the questions come in hard and fast. Jeremy, why are you wearing flannel today? You look like a flannel daddy.
Well, I am a father, and
Dude,
I do enjoy flannels.
It's so warm out today.
What's wrong with flannel?
I mean, there's nothing wrong. It's a tactical lumberjack season.
Like, it got cold the other day, and I was all stoked because I could break out my flannel.
I know you sent us a selfie.
It's good weather, you know?
Yeah.
And then it got warm again. It was like 75.
Dude, it was like 70-something today.
Yeah.
I went outside wearing shorts, and I was like, I'm like not even cold right now.
Flannel
This sucks.
daddy. So I just called Jeremy old.
That's fair. Anyway,
I was going to say, he's older than I am.
who?
Flannel Daddy.
I don't even know who Flannel Daddy is. Is that an actual person?
I don't think he is.
Garantham. I don't think he's older than you.
I think he is.
I don't think that he is.
I think he is.
Well, Flannel Daddy is a daddy now. Yeah, I know. That's all he does on Facebook is post his pictures of his kid.
Well, if he's older than you, he looks way better than you.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks younger because he shaves.
Well, he looks younger because he's
even when he grew his hair out, his facial hair out, he still looked younger.
Not a horrifying orc. Hey, Aaron, what's going on with your dogs?
Deer.
Is your beagle's hole popping out?
Yeah,
That's actually Lucy, not Henry.
can you go shoot either the dog or the deer?
It's not even in the same room. It's like on the same floor of my house right now.
Yeah, well, apparently you've got walls made out of paper.
Or her voice carries like a high-pitched scream.
Skinny Medic just said Mr. Guns and Gears IG was just taken down just now.
Wow. Hey, speaking of paper-thin walls,
Yeah.
apparently that woman next door that's so awful.
Yeah, the disgusting hoarder.
Yeah, apparently we're on the same poop schedule. Because when I go into poop at like 3 a.m., she also goes into poop at like 3 a.m.
Nice. Do you guys communicate through Morse farts?
No, but I can hear her like groaning through the wall.
Oh, God. Like actually groaning?
Yeah. She's like,
Is it like...
yeah, but less.
Is she like hoarding her poop?
She needs help.
Less metallic, though.
Press F for respect for Mr. Guns and Gears IG.
Like, I figure our toilets are more or less back to back, right?
Probably,
So
yeah.
sometimes I'm just like,
But why is she actually like groaning?
I don't know.
Wait. Maybe, Aaron, do you groan when you poop?
No, dude. I don't have time to make a noise.
Yeah, you barely even notice. Jeremy, do you groan when you poop? Never mind, I know the answer to this.
Jeremy groans when he stands up.
That's true.
So you know he's groaning.
I do make dad noises.
You do.
I'm like, all right, get out of here. Well, you know how hard it is to go from sitting to standing? It's like a 4-foot proposition.
Man. Nick, do you groan? You probably scream when you poop, actually.
I internalize it. However,
I could see him like the goat. Ah!
as someone who has not by choice, spent a lot of time in public restrooms.
Yeah.
I can say people make some weird noises in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Even just at the urinal. Why are people sighing and groaning at the urinal?
I don't understand. And why does everyone spit in the urinal? I'm like,
I don't know.
keep your fucking spit in your mouth. Like, it's bad enough you're pissing in that thing.
Well, it's worse when they start drinking out of it.
I swear, if I ever leave this building, I'm pooping in the urinal before I leave.
You have to. It comes out so far. I thought two people could sit side saddle on that thing and poop at the same time.
Right. What would you call that? Like a dirty cowgirl?
I don't know.
Anyway, Aaron, why don't you take the first one?
It's from Don M. You need to send a champion into the Hunger Games field. Which movie action character do you choose, and what item would you parachute drop them to start them off with? Example, Matthew Quigley, Tom Selleck, and his custom 1874 Sharps rifle. Any Chuck Norris character is ineligible, obviously, since he would win barehanded. So I would pick Harry Potter and a nuclear bomb.
Interesting.
Because he could just fucking, like, zap himself out of there, like, you know, and
nuclear
and blow everything up, and then zap himself back in, and he would have won.
You know what he could do? He could magic you to the ability to say the fucking word correctly.
What does that spell?
Nuclear.
He could just be like at a cadaver and kill them all, right?
Yeah, but he won't.
Spell nuclear.
Or wait,
Aaron.
Avada Kedavra.
Isn't it advert cadaver?
Avadra Cadaver.
I think it's Advil Caver.
Right now, like, our listeners are just dropping dead as we death curse them. Like, Avada Kedavra.
They're like, hey, Google, how do you pronounce nuclear?
Nuclear.
Exactly. It's
Nuclear.
Wingardium Leviosa,
nuclear.
not Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, nuclear, not nuclear.
I can say any way I want to. I'm American.
Isn't that two different things?
Blath 42 said Avtomat Kalashnikova.
Yes.
Okay, that's the spell right there.
Avtomat Kalashnikova.
Aaron, what do you think? What champion would you send? Oh, you said Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Nick, what is Harry Potter an action hero?
Yeah, he fought so many ghost guys.
Yeah, but it's all on accident.
Not in the end. In the end, he just strode right up to that faceless monster and was like, I'm not afraid of you, Voldemort or Tom Riddle. Don't call me Tom Riddle.
Dragon Arcadia said when the WLS crew accidentally summoned a demon.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
Jeremy's right there.
Flannel. Nick,
Everybody owns a flannel goddamn shirt.
oh god,
Yeah,
I've got
they're
like
great.
I've got like 10.
I've got my closet.
Your
is full of
closet?
them.
I
My
actually-
closet is full of them.
I actually somehow wound up with one of Aaron's flannels for a while.
I do wear that again.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I wore it a couple of times while I had it because it's a pretty nice shirt, actually.
It's like, seriously, all I basically own are flannels.
I found
Yeah.
I cleaned my garage out and I found a certificate from what was that place up in Michigan we went to?
Close quarters tactical.
Close Quarter Tactical. I found the certificate with Aaron's name on it from the Pistol 3 class that we went to.
Nice.
It was just like up in a cabinet, and I was like, "Oh, look at that!"
And then you tore it up and on it.
Did you frame it and hang it in your office?
Actually, I wrote a spooky letter, and I've given it to a lawyer, and it will now be delivered upon your death to your children.
That is the best story ever. Because I kind of like want that to happen now.
Yeah.
I Aaron's laugh, like the funnier he realizes that something is, it's like, it increases its cyclic rate.
Yeah, you can hear it.
He's all,
It speeds up and it gets higher.
All right, someone else
pitched.
has to pick a champion now.
Nick.
Clive Owen with a carrot.
Who's Clive Owen?
The guy from Shoot 'Em Up.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, all he needs is a carrot.
Let's see. I would choose Shaun of the Dead with a cricket bat. He's totally going to die, but it's going to be fun.
He's the first one that's going to.
Yeah, it's going to be funny as Jeremy, how about you?
Obviously, if the Punisher can kill the entire Marvel universe, he can take out the Hunger Games.
Fair
But
enough.
that's not canon.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I mean, it kind of
Yes, it is.
I mean, lots of people have killed the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Name one other.
Deadpool, Hulk. Yeah.
Wolverine.
Well,
They do those from time to
Earth. It was like Earth 231 where that happened. It wasn't 616, which is considered to be the main Marvel.
I mean, whenever there's a secret war that happens in Marvel, everyone dies.
But you got to remember what Earth is it? It's not, if it's not 616, it's not main Marvel universe.
I mean, I'm sure there's a Marvel universe yet to be written where I kill everybody. You know,
It doesn't age.
There's 1 million.
If you go off the theory, well, in the multiverse theory, yes, that does happen, but nobody's going to write about it because nobody gives a about you.
But I think Deadpool is the only one that went far enough to actually kill the writers.
True.
But Punisher actually, after he killed all the heroes and all the villains and everything else, killed himself.
Ooh.
So that because he was the last one. That's fucking hardcore.
Okay. Yeah.
So it reminds me a lot.
He killed all of them.
It reminds me a lot of the ending of The Boys.
I haven't seen it
comic
yet.
series.
So.
The comic
Yeah.
series,
Yeah.
the
I
novels.
read the graphic novels.
Yeah.
All right. That'll do, Nick. Next question. Oh boy. From Adam B.
Oh, I'm reading the next one.
Yes.
When you said that'll do, Nick, I was like, I wasn't talking. Adam B sent us the following question. Can you please cancel Aaron with a bunch of exclamation points?
Aaron spelled wrong.
Oh yeah, it is Aaron.
See, why can't people get that right?
It's not
We
hard.
say it all the time. Aaron.
Even though he, quote, doesn't believe cancel culture is real, end quote, whenever he speaks, I feel like I'm listening to a CNN podcast or something. Thanks to the rest of you guys for all that you do. If you're going to keep him around, can we please have a Jeremy Aaron debate segment so we can hear Jeremy go off on him more? Thanks. P.S. Aaron, I'm glad you like the 2A and kind of joking with the above comment, LOL. See, it's funny that he about cancel culture, but he's literally asking to cancel Aaron.
I think it's to prove a point.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I just, like, how did your phone not correct the word Aaron? Like,
Yeah.
ARRON is not even a thing. You just got reelected to public office, you f***ing.
It's a name that's thousands of years old.
Is there nobody in your local government that's name is Aaron? And if so, do you spell it ARRON? Like, get your together. 11,000 people voted for you, man.
That Adam.
For sake, dude.
I know, and we had
Jesus.
a beer together, Adam. What the hell?
Jesus.
Both you and your brother. I thought we bonded, man. You hurt me. You wounded me, sir.
Bonded. You're like gold bonded.
When's he up for
That will
re-election?
hold for hours.
He just won re-election.
Yeah, but when's he up for re-election again? Because we should lead a campaign to cancel him.
I think 2 years.
Okay. We'll see you in 2 years. Well, a year and a half.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see. I'll take the next one. Jonathan R. says, hey, y'all. I've taken advantage of the Glock Blue Label deal in the past, and if nobody knows about it, Google it. It's a great deal. My question is, what do you do with a kit if you want to sell it? My understanding is that Blue Label Glocks have specific serial numbers and cannot be sold to any non-fire, police, military, etc. So you can only sell it to a Blue Label FFL dealer, or can you never get rid of it?
Dude,
You can sell that.
Yeah,
you want.
Yeah, you f***ing transfer that to you. You literally shove it up your f***ing ass if you want to. And I suggest that you do.
yeah, if you are a Glock dealer, then it's a problem because you could potentially lose your Blue Label stuff from Glock. But you're not a Glock dealer, and you're a private citizen with private property, so do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's legal.
It's a little bit different for like Blue Label. So like what a lot of companies have like reward plans and like that for people that work at gun stores, or like pro pricing like that. It's kind of like Blue Label, but for people that work in gun stores, because they want you to have their gun on your hip when people walk in the store, so they might as well make it available for you.
Yeah.
And now those you get at a heavily discounted rate, like under distributor cost. You're basically paying like cost for the gun, or maybe like a little bit. Those you can get in trouble from that manufacturer if they find out you're buying them just to resell them.
Which actually,
now
we know somebody that got. Well, we were aware of somebody that got fired for that.
Yeah, like you can, and all they can really do is go, okay, never again. We're not going to give you any worth. And why would you want to ruin that kind of relationship? Actually, I would get in trouble right now if I told exact prices.
What are the exact prices?
What?
Because you have MAP.
What are the exact prices?
I don't remember actually. It's been a while since I've taken advantage of anything on any of it. But I know Springfield does it. That's how I got my M1A, and I got a really good deal on my M1A. But like, there's a difference between selling it for profit and, it's like all about that intent. So like that kind of thing where they could be like, all right, we're never going to give you pro plan again or pro pricing again. But on the other hand, as a Glock Blue Label, that's saying is like, oh, you're a cop, you get what is it, 1 or 2 a year? It's 1 or 2 purchases a year.
I think it might be 2.
I think it might be 2 too. So anybody in the police academy, police officers, military, I think even paramedics and firefighters qualify it too.
They do.
And yeah, I mean, it's a good way to like say, hey, I mean, police are the only reason everybody knows who Glock is. It was just a really good marketing campaign.
True.
And the Glock, was it the Glock? Was it 7? The one from Die Hard.
Oh, the Glock 7.
Glock 7, yeah.
The ceramic one. It's made of porcelain.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that was sell your gun if you want to. It's your property. You can do what the you want with it.
Be a man. Man up on it.
Like I know cops that literally get their Blue Label allotment every year just to sell them.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in California.
How many Glock 19s do you need?
Dude, especially California where they can sell that's off roster if law enforcement buys it and then sells it private.
Oh yeah, what's a 365 go for? Like $1,500?
Yeah. Honestly, if someone walked in this place right now and offered me $3,000 for my 365, I'd do it.
Yeah, but yours is one of a kind.
It is. It is.
I'd still do it. I'd sell his gun for $3,000.
Yeah, I would too, because I know I can get more. Shield Arms, what's up? Aaron, next question.
I already read one.
So what? We're going around again. There's only 4 of us.
Jeremy never read one.
Oh my God, read it.
I'll read the question. God,
fine, do
Grant
it.
G. Hey guys, so I'm somewhat new to the science of firearms, so sorry. I'm sure this is a dumb question. Probably is. I get it. I'm a dumb poor. Let's move on. You really are. So what are the ballistic differences between having a barrel with a suppressor on it and a barrel without one, but it's the same length as the one with the suppressor on it? For example, a 16-inch barrel versus a 10-inch barrel with a 6-inch suppressor, feet per second, max range, etc. Love the show. Listen to it religiously. Yeah, one has a 16-inch barrel, one has a 10-inch barrel, and you're going to lose 6 inches of velocity. You dolt.
Now, a suppressor can add some velocity, but I don't think it adds 6 inches worth of velocity.
Not that much.
Yeah.
Is there a calculator that does this? Because I'm not aware of one.
Probably not. There's probably
especially
a lot of variance.
Well, it would depend if it's a cartridge like a 5.56 that is designed around a 20-inch barrel versus something like a 9mm that's designed around like a 5-inch barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Pretty cray-cray. Yeah, but I don't know that there's any data out there that says that. Just like, I don't know, just do a 16-inch barrel and a 10-inch barrel and then like punch yourself in the face and whatever you come up with is the answer.
Juno R asks, do boogers smell like nothing or everything?
What if you had a booger-free nose? Like, how would things smell?
I wish. That is my dream.
Dude, right?
I mean, I don't know if I'm living in a hay factory or what, but I've had the stuffiest nose for like a year now.
Dude, I got to blow my nose 47 times a day.
I think you'd be constantly inhaling nasty stuff that you don't want to inhale.
Yeah, but so what do boogers smell like?
So, do you know what boogers taste like?
Yes,
they're salty.
That's so gross. Why would you know?
I went to kiss my kid goodnight. I went, give me a kiss. I went like that, and she went, and then she dipped her head down, and she had snot running out of her nose, and that's how I got sick this last time.
That's such a complicated story. I just eat boogers. It's protein. It's protein.
Actually, I've read a couple stories about like why little kids eat boogers, and it's supposed to help their immune system by introducing weakened bacteria and viruses in the booger into their bodies. And it that's why like every little kid eats their boogers. Like it's like an instinctual thing.
If they really want to be healthy, they should eat my boogers so they have all their immune system. Like if we can find one kid to eat everyone's boogers, that kid will be like superhuman. Never get sick ever. Or get so sick he'll die right away.
Yeah,
like two options right there.
You die of COVID, flu, AIDS in 37 minutes.
So I wonder because we all have boogers in our nose and I can't smell them.
Yeah,
but is it that they don't have a smell, or is it just they're there all the time, so you've become desensitized to them? Because like you're in a room with a smell for a long time. You kind of forget that it's there or whatever.
It's like the camouflaging,
you leave and you come back in and you're like, oh wow.
I don't know. Last question for the night. Jen S says, I haven't been able to listen to the show live every week since April and have gotten a little far behind on episodes. That makes me mad, and I miss you like AIDS misses Freddie Mercury. Wait, AIDS got Freddie Mercury. I didn't miss him at all. But my questions are, what optics should I be looking into for a 1022? What optic-ready 1022 receiver and receiver parts do y'all recommend on a budget? God, Aaron. Y'all know of any mercenary jobs stateside? My business after 11 years is finally at a... All right, I can't read this because Aaron changed the goddamn text.
We got to change the color so we know it's been read.
After we read it. My business after 11 years is finally at the point that I think it's time to close the doors because of taxes, COVID, non-essential business that's been threatened with huge fines by the state and skyrocketing product costs. Hashtag Fire Savage, hashtag WLS's Life, hashtag Pew Pew, hashtag Go Poop Nick, hashtag Jeremy's dad wasn't proud of him, so Jeremy killed him. Hashtag Epstein didn't kill himself. Hashtag media is the enemy. Good Lord.
The best budget 1022 option is a 1022.
Right, seriously.
Oh, my God. Stop changing it until we finish reading it.
Are you still reading it?
A used 22. A used 1022 is the best budget 1022.
Yeah, go to go check out a pawn shop or something.
So the 1022 receiver and receiver parts kit, I don't know about parts kit, but I do have the Brownells 1022 receiver, and it's pretty awesome. They're
nice. However, if you try to build one, you're going to spend way more. When you can go buy one for like $200 if you keep an eye out, new, you can't build one for that.
Trigger packs are pretty cheap, and the bolt is not too terribly expensive, but it's definitely more than $150-ish altogether.
Optic, I think Primary Arms has a decent selection. They've got an optic or two that have 22 reticles in them, BDC reticles. Those are kind of cool, I think.
Yeah. I think I have a Diamondback on my 1022, or maybe a Crossfire. I don't remember. But they're decent. Honestly, just something that you can see like 100. How far are you going to shoot? Like 100 yards? It's reasonable. Just find something you can see 100 yards.
Or he doesn't specify like what kind of optics are a red dot. Because I mean, my favorite setup is on a 1022 is a red dot because they're a lot of fun and
true.
Within 22 range, you can hit reasonable sized targets and yeah.
Definitely agree. So yeah, and then no, I don't know of any mercenary jobs stateside. I think it's illegal.
It would actually be illegal. Remember when mercenary was like a respectable profession? I miss those days.
I don't.
I mean, I kind of do.
And then I say Soldier of Fortune magazine because we had this conversation last week.
Yeah. But yeah, just pick up the latest copy of Soldier of Fortune magazine, if that even exists anymore, because it totally won't have jobs in the back anymore.
I think it's a website now.
Yeah, I mean, it's I get their Facebook updates.
Yeah, but go to the back of the website and you'll be fine.
Go to the back of the website. Do you remember when Soldier of Fortune had ads in the back?
Had actual job listings?
Yep.
Remember when you could go to the back of like pretty much any magazine, like Popular Mechanics or something, and there'd be like, there was always that ad with the woman selling pheromones, and then there'd be like a bunch of weird gadgets and stuff that like clearly didn't work. They'd be like, X-ray specs. Like that.
Yep, I've definitely seen those.
I miss those days.
It's cray.
Or the Liberator bedroom adventure gear. That was one of them.
Oh, God. You can submit your questions at welikeshooting.com/DearWLS. And, well, here we go. All right, that brings us to Medical Gear Outfitters. If you don't know Skinny Medic, he's a YouTuber. You probably know of him because he's amazing. And he has a business that feeds his family, and it's medicalgearoutfitters.com. And he just put out a brand new Stop the Bleed kit. So it comes with a tourniquet, pressure bandage, gauze, 5x9s, and gloves. So for the TQs, you can either choose black cat, black soft tea, or orange soft tea. You can choose combat gauze or sea-locks, and depending on what choices you get, it's going to be like $40, and it's going to be super small, super tiny. He sent me pictures of it today as he released it, and it looks awesome, man. Totally fit in a pocket, totally fit in a purse, a backpack, and has the things that you need to treat massive bleeding in, whether it's appendage or whether it's massive bleed in a junctional area, such as the axilla, the groin, the neck. But yeah, it's an awesome kit. And for $40, that's awesome. I mean, a tourniquet costs $27 and this has more stuff in it. So go check that out 100%, medicalgearoutfitters.com, and save 11% by using coupon code We Like Shooting, no spaces, all one word. We Like Shooting at medicalgearoutfitters.com.
Where'd the other 10% go?
Up your.
Is there a temper?
Not guns, not gear, just the gang.
Oh, God,
Hashtag not guns.
Sean, shoot Nick so you can show us how to use it. Okay. Nick, are you down with this?
Sure.
I'm down with it.
27
this.
Aaron, not guns. Aaron.
Yes.
Not
Sorry.
guns. Not guns.
I was reading up on what we're going to be talking about.
Shouldn't you have done that 3 hours ago?
Well, it's constantly changing. Apparently, there was an election yesterday, and not everything is in yet.
Wait, this is not guns.
Yeah, so we're not talking about guns. We're talking about the election.
No, we're talking about monocles.
Oh, what was I on? What am I
Crack,
talking about?
I assume.
I think I was going to talk about the election, but now I changed it.
Okay, good.
You're right. Oh, no, making news. That's what. Okay, I see.
You're killing it, bro. Killing it.
Yes. Monocles, man. Why don't we wear those anymore? They were badass.
Are they?
Yeah, like they were like, you wear a monocle, and people are like, holy that guy's got education. That guy's something. Like, look at the thing who wears the monocles. So it's still like the Monopoly guy, Mr. Peanut, a James Bond villain. All people of stature and clout wore, you see today who wear monocles are awesome. I think if Donald Trump wore a monocle, he would have just had a red wave across the entire board.
Maybe. What?
Did you see that? Did you see that Photoshop picture of him with a beard?
No.
Oh yeah, I have. I have.
If Trump would have had a beard, man, it would have been over.
So let me ask you guys this: what the is the use of a monocle? Is it? Are you have like impairment to your eyesight?
Just one.
Yeah. Did monocles come before eyeglasses?
Yeah,
I think it's like how bifocals work. You can see close, you can see far. You get a choice, so it's like a reading thing.
Yeah, like if you can't see stuff that's close up,
you whip out your monocle and you just kind of look with your dominant eye.
Yeah.
Roden says I use a loop. Wife says it's hot.
See, dude, I think we should all get monocles except me because I actually wear glasses.
No, wear a monocle.
It would be really hard to drive with one eye.
Trump's beard would have looked worse than Sean's. Oh, for sake. No, I don't think we should ever bring monocles back. What's the actual reason for a monocle?
To correct your eyesight.
One eye?
In one eye, yes.
Okay, so if you only have bad eyesight in one eye.
Or you only need one eye to read shit, but you don't want to wear glasses
Aaron,
or carry something as large as glasses around all the time.
Yeah.
Where do you put it, though?
Compact.
Your vest pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, in your Everyone here talks about how they wear flannels. Jeremy could put one in his flannel breast pocket.
So you have your monocle in one breast pocket and your watch in the other, or not your breast pocket, but your vest pocket, excuse me. Your monocle in one, and then your pocket watch in the other, and then there's a chain coming from each, and they attach to a button in the middle. Jesus, Sean.
So I think the point was more like cheaters, like old men carry around like just reading glasses. So I think the monocle you had in your pocket, and you just pulled it out, and you could, with one hand, read what you're trying to read with one eye, and you're using the monocle like they do with cheaters, like reading glasses.
Yeah. I try not to carry anything that's called cheaters. It's not good when you're playing pool or whatever.
Aaron's on the show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dan Crenshaw uses a monocle.
Yeah, Justin J says, well, no, he said Dan Crenshaw uses a monoclonal.
Is that some sort of an illness? I have monoclonal.
Yeah, you just feel real tired for 3 months.
Sean, why don't you want to carry a monocle or anything called a cheater around?
Because I don't have a vest pocket to put it in.
I carry a copy of the DVD Cheaters wherever I go.
What's that DVD?
The movie Cheaters.
What is it? I've never seen it.
I've never seen it. Some kids that cheat on a test or something. I don't know.
I have a tool that I call a cheater bar.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
I have one of those.
Actually, I do carry around a cheater because I have a cheater bar in my trunk instead of a tire iron.
It's also a tire thumper. It's also
many things.
It's a secret tool that will help us later.
I have a tire thumper. It sits in my office just in case I ever have to thump a tire in my office.
Weird. Anyhow, monocles, dude. We should all get them.
Call that a BCT.
What's that?
Be cool tool.
Okay, which is going to bring us to Polymer 80. I'm about to see Alex in about a week.
Hey, where?
In Georgia.
Oh, I thought you were going to say glory hole.
Where are you going to Georgia for?
For the Epic shoot.
Huh?
Yeah.
Nothing I know about.
Nope.
This is awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a secret.
Okay.
Ask me about it after the show, and I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
But yeah, so going to see Alex. Pretty excited about that, and Kurt from Faxon. But Alex works for Polymer 80 in Georgia.
Oh, what's going on there?
This is why you don't remember anything. But yeah, Polymer 80. What do they make, Aaron?
Actually, they make things like this right here. This is a Polymer 80.
What is that, a frame?
The frame, yep. And actually, the slide is a Polymer 80 slide.
Nice. So what, you just get that in the mail and then what?
I mill it out. Look, this one doesn't have a barrel in it, sadly enough.
Where's your barrel?
Alex said he was going to send me one, and he hasn't yet.
Is that a 9?
Yes.
It's got a really big hole. That's what he said.
Oh, you just wait.
Like your mom.
Wow. My mom's actually watching the show.
Look.
Well, I'm sorry, Sean's mom. I couldn't resist.
Yeah, no, she's watching the show. She's like, I'm going to watch the show tonight because it's your birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
And
you're like, please no.
And then Nick's like,
and
your mom's big hole.
I mean, you came out of it. I mean, it had to be.
Yeah, we were the same size as now.
It had to be to get those ears through.
I didn't weigh $250 at birth. Dumb.
No, but the ears were the same size. Dumbo over here.
Stop laughing just like me, Nick.
They're like, the baby's crying, but we can't get him out because the ears are stuck.
The baby's crowning, but that's as far as we can get.
No, the baby's entire body is out, but his ears are stuck.
Literally, it was an emergency E-section.
He just pulled, the surgeon or the doctor just pulled out the scissors and trimmed those earlobes back a little bit, but there's
a show name.
I'm like Wolverine. They grew right back.
I like E-section. That's actually
it is pretty good. We all need to thank Sean's mom for getting laid. Says Dustin. That's great. When Sean
just
was
think about
born,
that, dude. If your mom hadn't had sex, you wouldn't be here.
I'm gonna go back in time and
probably
block your
more
mom
than once.
Dude, I'm not sensitive about that.
Yeah, I heard that she had, it was, and you were just a a poop baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least my joke was funny.
Yeah. Aaron's wasn't funny at all,
far.
actually. Yeah, too far.
Yeah, I took it to the.
Do you remember when we were like,
kept pushing?
Aaron, you just take things too far?
Okay, Google.
That was one of those moments.
I'm basically.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. What were you going to say, Nick?
I'm going to pull a Terminator on your mom, but with no like attempted murder or anything. I'm just going to like hang out and try to make things really awkward to ruin the mood.
You know what's funny is that all started out as the Polymer 80 ad, and then we totally forgot everything. But Polymer 80 does make the 80% frames that you can finish in the comfort of your own home. They have the buy, build, shoot kit, which is just basically everything. It shows up at your house. You drill a couple holes, file a couple things off with a drill or a what do you call it?
Dremel.
Dremel. Thank you. Either one of those things.
Yeah.
Knock it out of the park, and then you have a gun.
That's how I'm going to make stuff awkward. Is I'm going to go back in time and I'm just going to build a Polymer 80.
Yeah.
And your mom's going to be like, what are you doing? You got to leave. And I'll be like, no, I'm just doing this. You don't know what this is yet, but in like 60 years,
Your kids are going to really dig this. Okay,
your son that I'm preventing would have really liked this.
I'm not going to pull a Terminator, but I will pull a train.
Back to the future joke. Anyway, Polymer 80, you can find them at Brownells. You can find more info on their website, polymer80.com. And if you have stuff on their website, WLS's Life gives you 15% off. Bless you. Otherwise, yeah, Polymer 80, we love them. Alex, I cannot wait to see you. And next audio file. All right, this is making news. Aaron, what the you want to talk about?
Monocles. Or the elections, gentlemen. There was an election on Tuesday.
Straight up going to stab you.
And I want to say, what the Sean? What the Savage? What the me? Good job, Jeremy. Because Jeremy is the only state that went red out of all of us.
Well, so far.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man.
I mean, you guys elected like Kathy Gifford's husband, right?
Ohio?
Gabby Giffords. What are you pointing at?
I was taking a selfie with Nick.
Oh. Well, okay.
Colorado's been blue for several elections in a row, so not a big surprise.
Were you blue last election?
Yes.
What did you?
You know,
And California is such a hellhole. People are leaving like in droves, and they turned Arizona blue. Like California is a fucking cancer. It really is.
Honestly,
Well, they almost turned Texas blue. That came down to the wire.
dude, it looks like Arizona is going to be like over. Like it looks like Arizona might actually go for Trump. It was an error in their reporting. Apparently, they had only reported 86% when they called it, so it looks like it's going to probably go for Trump.
I don't know. It says 86% votes counted, but it looks like that the counties that are still haven't been called yet are normally blue.
But that's the problem. You have states like Arizona, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, and they get just kind of over.
Yeah,
by all the expats from California, and they just turn in these blue states because there's so many people. I don't get the mentality. Hey, the policies that were enacted by this state ruined the state and made me goddamn leave. But here I am in another state, and I'm going to vote for the same goddamn policies because I'm a glutton for punishment. I don't know.
You know, what's really hard to believe is that here in Colorado, Kanye only got like 1.5% of the votes, which just blows my mind because he was such an incredible candidate, and I can't believe people couldn't see that.
he did say that he'll be back in 2024.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to 2024. I think Kanye's going to come save us.
Colorado's been blue since 2008. The one I'm kind of bummed about is Hickenlooper got elected to, is it Senate instead of Cory Gardner?
Yeah.
That's the one that actually kind of hurts because Hickenlooper's a piece of.
Wasn't he your governor?
He was.
You
yeah.
can't say that word.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it when I talk about Hickenpooper.
It's on the list, Sean.
It is on the list.
I hope he dies in a fire.
Lickin' Pooper?
Yep.
I did the best one out of all of this.
I agree.
Once again, not good.
No, it was the best. I think Lickin' Pooper is the best.
Somebody needs to bobbly swagger his ass.
Jesus.
Wow.
In Magic the Gathering. But anyway, God, this camera. Like, what is going on? Like,
and before whoever it is comes along to let us know, yes, we know the camera keeps going down.
Yeah. Actually, no one's even noticed.
No, every time it goes down, we get a comment.
It's annoying. Whatever.
What's crazy though? Okay, not to go the opposite direction, but what's crazy is if it was all based on the popular vote. I mean, right now Biden has what is it?
But it's
4 million more votes.
It's not. It's not.
I'm just saying. You know, if it was a popular vote,
that's literally why we don't have a popular vote.
Which is stupid. We should have a popular vote.
Yeah, if we had a popular vote, it'd make me feel like my vote counted for something.
Oh my God! Why? Shut the up! Like if we had a popular vote,
okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to be funny. Are you not trying to be funny?
No. Like this is literally the one. If we had a popular vote, people would vote for The Rock. If we had a popular vote, Kanye would win.
No, Kanye got like 1% of the vote.
Yeah, because people know that he was joking.
But you know what I'm saying. I mean,
no, I don't. No. I don't know what
the two-party system is. What we need.
No, I mean, it would be ideal.
We do need more than a two-party system.
And this is how you get it: is by the popular vote.
No,
you
don't.
Yes,
no.
Yeah.
Okay,
so, dude. You guys keep saying no doesn't make it true.
Jesus
Just
Christ!
Just because you keep saying yes doesn't make it true. How?
I know that's the whole point. Neither of us know.
Why a popular vote? What is the popular vote going to change when we only have two viable parties?
When
most people don't actually like libertarian policy, even though the candidates are a god joke, and they are. Joe Jorgensen is a fucking joke. I would rather prefer Spike Cohen up there.
Agreed.
But regardless, Joe Jorgensen was a fucking joke, and she pedaled to the fucking left. She can go herself. Then you got the commies in the Green Party and all the weird little ones that barely get anywhere. And you have Republicans and Democrats. They're the only two viable options for the time being, unless somebody wants to resurrect the fucking Whig Party. Anyways, explain to me why a popular vote would be better than an electoral college. Go.
Okay. The reason why a popular vote would be good.
You're wrong.
It would be based on the will of the people.
Okay. It would be based on the will of 39 counties.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Aaron, let me tell you this right now. Popular vote. LA County has.
Are you aware your camera's not working?
Yes. LA County has 10.5 million people in it. Colorado has a little bit over 5 million people in it. So you're telling me that LA County, who's extremely liberal, who has values that don't coincide with Michigan, Ohio, Washington, Colorado, they should have more of a vote because they have more fucking people.
No.
Texas has a specific question.
No. Okay. To answer your question, it's not based on California. It's based on all the states combined.
So LA County with 10 million people should count more
voting power
than Colorado.
Than 12 states combined.
Okay. Well, that's just how it is.
No, that's exactly not
dumb.
how it is because we have an electoral college.
Right. But you're asking me,
I said, what was a good reason?
And here,
that's not a good reason
because it reflects the will of the people.
That's mob rule.
No, because
it is.
That is.
Can I finish? Can I finish? Or are you guys just going to keep talking over me?
Well, your point.
Your answer is you're just going. No, I have not made my point.
What's your point? I said make your point.
I'm trying to, but you won't stop talking.
You didn't make it the first time when I said and go. You're like, because it's the will of the people, and that's more. Okay, so that make me assume that was your point, you goddamn idiot. And now you want to make a different point because we just squashed that one.
No,
you're a bad arguer.
I stand by that point, and just because you talk over and yell at me and tell me I'm a bad arguer doesn't make me a bad arguer. So here's the reason why. You get the will of the people who vote in the president. And then the lawmakers are given the choice. That's where all laws should come from, the Senate and the House. So that's not by popular vote in the grand scheme of things of entire country. It's the state. So each state is elected, the people of the will of the people, the state, and then they go into Congress and they make laws, and it goes to whoever the president is at the time to sign off or not sign off on it.
We're aware of how a bill becomes a law, dude.
Right. Well, congratulations on that,
just
Jeremy.
a bill.
But my point is,
crazy.
I know it's weird. So the point is, the will of the people. One vote should count for equally across the board.
No.
I'm sorry, you guys don't like that idea.
No,
but that's
we
how I
don't.
feel.
And no one, the founding fathers didn't like that idea. Nobody likes that idea. You know who likes that idea? liberals.
No, the founding fathers didn't even have an electoral college.
They also didn't like politics.
The states could decide how people were elected. It wasn't even like the way it is now. So don't tell me that the founding fathers wanted one thing or another. That's a response.
So there was a big argument between whether Congress should elect the president or the people should, and how that should happen. But they knew that direct democracy was mob rule.
Exactly.
And you don't want mob rule because me as an individual counts more than the mob. With our Second Amendment, if one guy in the country likes guns, the other 328 million people cannot take his rights away. Yeah, that is a republic.
Here's the thing: is like, so you think, and I'm asking this honestly, do you think that California, Chicago, New Jersey, New York, you think they should decide the vote for the entire country?
Listen, that's not a fair question. It's not a fair question.
It is a fair question because our population centers in those places are higher than any place else. LA County.
Because you're saying those population centers are larger than any place.
You can yell over us, but we can't yell over you. You can yell over us, but we can't yell over you.
No, because I'm trying to respond to your question.
LA County, 10.5 million people. That's a county in California. One county has double the amount of people that Colorado as an entire state has.
Okay.
So California's county should count twice at what California's values are, or at what Colorado's values are.
How is the president set up? How does the president make rules?
God, dude, I asked you a very specific question.
But you're not making it a fair question. It's not fair the way you're asking.
Should California's one county count more than Colorado's entire state? It's a question. A simple question. Answer it.
Dude, they shouldn't. But that's not
Okay, then you just on your whole argument.
No, because I knew you were going to do that because you wouldn't let me respond. My point is, and it's really basic here. That county does not equal the entire United States.
Okay, so people with bigger population centers should count more than people with smaller. So Montana, them, they don't get any choice in the entire country.
They do through the House and Senate. That's where you get the law. That's where you get the laws, dude.
So popular vote only for president, but not for anything else. Not for the upper house, not for the lower house.
I'm sorry, say again?
So popular vote is only for president, but not for the other places.
Yeah.
So how many House seats do they actually get?
As many
versus
as
California.
Hey, Aaron, how many senators are in the Senate?
200.
No, 100. How many are in the Congress?
100.
No, that's in the Senate, the upper house.
Okay, sorry. Say again. What's the question?
Whatever.
See, you don't even want to have a conversation.
No, I really don't because
angry. I'm trying to have a conversation.
Dude, honestly, popular vote.
Get emotional about this, and I just want to have a conversation.
Popular vote, like that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It would literally over everybody that doesn't live in a city. What you're saying by saying the popular vote is saying that everybody in the country has to live how major population centers want us to live, even though how they live doesn't apply to me at all.
How does what happens in California's?
Because they would be picking every president for time in memoriam.
Forever.
Does the president make laws? Does the president make legislation?
Oh, he pushes policy.
And there's
a lot of executive orders and tariffs and EPA policy, ATF policy, FBI policy that he can set as a leader of executive branch. And these are all executive. These are all under the executive branch. So by fiat, with how we have it set up, yes, he can make a lot of quote unquote regulations, and not laws, regulations, but he can put anybody out of business that he wants. I mean, look at lead smelters. You make the EPA regulations so counterproductive to doing business, you just push them out of business. You could literally do that if you had Democrats. You could do that with to any industry that you wanted that you didn't like. You could, and if you had popular vote, you could literally rule by fiat because the rural areas would never be involved in the federal process ever again. We don't have the population. We might hold our own in the Senate, which is why the Senate is set up like it is with 2 people per state so that big population centers can't rule over the little guy, right?
Sure.
But even rural states or more conservative, red, Republican, however you want to put it, we still don't always get both senators, right?
Sometimes that does happen. Yeah.
Sometimes that does happen, right? Yep. So, because we still have major population centers, right? Even Texas has a sea of fucking red with a couple of blue areas, right? I mean, if you look at Ohio, 9 counties in Ohio there's 88 counties in Ohio. I think like 9 of them went blue. The rest were red. But those 9 counties have just as much population as the other 79. So what you're saying is the people in Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, Toledo, Akron, Canton, and Youngstown get to pick how people in bum nowhere get to live. That's what you're saying. The people that we're going to put forth get to rule over us because more people happen to live there, even though if you counted square footage, we win.
Okay, so my rebuttal to that is, let's start with the presidency. Yes, they do get to set policy. However, as we saw, if the current administration, a lot of the policies that they set forth were litigated in court and struck down. Okay, so I mean, if
we would never pick a Supreme Court justice ever again.
That's not true.
Name one. We would never get a Republican president ever again. Therefore, we would never get a Supreme Court justice pick. So
you know why?
20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you would have all activist, liberal, write laws from the bench judges. You would have no more. You would have no more constitutionalists. You would have no more textualists.
It
you would
is
have none
true.
of them.
You know why? Because the biggest population centers are definitely the ones that vote Democrat, because they're generally the ones that are the poorest, that need the most social programs. So they vote Democrat.
I don't disagree with. However, I don't agree. I don't disagree with you saying that the general, like, where the people are,
so
where the higher population is usually a Democratic.
Taking that to what Jeremy just said, if you accept that, then you have to accept what Jeremy just said. They vote Democrat. We'll never have another Republican president, and therefore we'll have a very, very biased and skewed Democrat-leaning Supreme Court.
Literally more than half the country just voted for a guy that said he will raise your taxes.
So what you're telling me is that, okay, this is what kills me.
He's got a D next to his name.
This is what kills me, that you guys are so like,
what kills me? The fact that you think popular vote is the right answer.
I think popular vote is the right answer. And if you want to vote, then choose policies that the people want. Then.
Oh yeah, let's give everybody everything, and let's have tax rates of 70%. That's a great idea. Fantastic. Welfare.
No.
That is, yes, that is.
Yeah.
Read the Gulag.
But you guys make it sound like it's a listen.
It is a horrible thing.
Listen, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, if you make it the popular vote, then you have to work with compromise.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. Then you'll never be in office, and then you lose every election because you're willing to compromise.
Hey, you know who's going to win? The guy who gives them free anything that they want. No one ever has to work again.
That doesn't work, Sean, because the government can't.
Really?
What?
Because in Michigan, in Detroit,
what free did you get?
I work for my Aaron.
Exactly, and yet you still voted.
And but
doesn't always.
Let me tell you this, Aaron. That if suddenly everything was taken care of for me and I didn't have to work, I didn't have to try, I didn't have to do anything else, would I work as fucking hard as I do? No, because it would just be given to me. And guess what? That's going to fucking go throughout everybody else. That's what the welfare mentality is. Because if they give you everything, then you have to work for nothing. And if you have to work for nothing, then why bother doing anything? Why bother going over and above and beyond for anything? Why try to make your family's life better? Why not just fucking let the government take care of you?
Yeah, there you go. All Democrats, all they want to do is just sit around and get money.
That's exactly what they to do. What do you want to do?
No. You guys are saying that if you have a fucking D in front of your name, all you want to do is get free money.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you just said. Well, you said you just want to suck on the government the entire time.
I didn't say.
Thanks for
understanding. That's what Sean just said, and he swore by it. That's what he just said.
Do you want me to talk or not?
No, I don't want you to talk.
Go ahead.
All you're going to do is yell at me.
I'm not going to yell at you, but shut the up. Hold on.
But no, seriously, that's what Sean just said.
Yes, he did say that, and he is slightly wrong. All right? If you got a D next to your name, it doesn't mean you want to. It means that's what you do to get votes. You promise poor people more government money, which is just taxpayer money. Vote me in. I'll help you out. It's been, social programs has all been Democratic. since Woodrow Wilson, it's
and
all
I don't
Democrat.
disagree with that. I don't disagree.
So they're literally buying votes with government money, with promises of taxpayer money.
But there's
That's
more.
what they're doing. Buy and it's either that or vote on your fifis, because we sound better when we talk. We want to love everybody, whereas Republicans go, yeah, sucks. You gotta but I can't help you. You gotta help yourself. Well, I don't want to hear that if I'm a lazy piece of shit. I'm going to vote Democrat. So they're going to put a guy in office that goes, yeah, up your welfare, rent control. Make sure your rent doesn't go up. Well, meanwhile, the landlord's going, well, if the rent's controlled, I don't have enough money to upkeep my building, so the building falls into disrepair.
Do you have
you have a bunch of poor people living in conditions.
Do you have a law in your state that says your taxes for your house can't go up faster than inflation or 15%?
What taxes?
Your homeowner's tax.
Property tax?
Yeah, property tax.
No, our property tax is literally can be voted on, and it can be raised to anything, as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Just wondering, because in Michigan, it is set to once you purchase your house.
That's taxes. I'm not talking about taxes. I'm talking about government regulating private industry. But the government can put the taxes wherever they want to. But you're talking about one specific tax. Right. So say they make up a new tax. Say they up sales tax. Have you ever seen sales tax go down in a county?
No, it doesn't.
Some states don't have sales tax. Like Montana, for example, doesn't have sales tax, but some of their other taxes are higher, which basically makes up for it.
Right.
So the idea here is, if you
remember when we had no taxes?
No, I'm not that old.
No, because that literally didn't happen.
Same.
So my point is this: if you want to get more people to vote for you, then
promise them free.
No, you don't have to. You just get,
Really? Because half the country just voted for a guy.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
over half the country, actually, 72 million people voted for Biden.
72 million?
72 million.
Go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to say, Kanye said that if we voted for him, every day would be our birthday, and only 1.5% of people in Colorado voted for him. So, I mean.
But we had a guy on the ballot named Cancer, so.
We did. We had a princess on the ballot, too.
Princess, yes.
Yeah.
Cancer probably took a lot of people.
Jeremy, go ahead and summarize and say your last words. Then I'll give Aaron the same privilege.
This is exactly why I say, or at least the founding fathers had one thing right, where you had to own land to be able to vote. I still say we need to go to something where you either have to have not been on welfare in the last 4 years, or you have to pay federal income tax to be able to vote, because otherwise is a conflict of interest where you just get to vote for people that can literally promise you more government. Hey, you're on the dole. I'll give you more dole if you vote me into power. I mean, basically you traded, in doing that and they've been doing that since the Civil War, and Antebellum South collapsed, and they just traded cotton for votes.
Aaron, last words.
I believe the popular vote would be a viable option, and it would cause both parties to actually concede to get what the party members that they want. For example, if you want people to vote for you, you don't have to give them free stuff, but you can offer them something.
You're right. You don't have to, but that's what they're going to do.
May I ask you this? Aaron, if someone was telling you, hey, if you vote for me, I will give you 7 free guns, and the other person was like, if you vote for me, then I will do something to handle an issue that's important in your state. Like, you may vote for the dude who's going to handle important issues, but what do you think about the people who live down the road from you? What do you think about the people who live in apartments that are low income? What are they going to choose?
I would hope. They'd probably choose the free guns, but I would hope But I would hope.
I know you would hope, but we don't live in a world
short-sighted like that.
Yeah, but we don't live in that world, Aaron. Like we don't live in a utopia where people think. We live in a place where people want what they can get right that second. We live in a place where if it doesn't ship in 24 hours, then we don't want it anymore. Like we live in a world that is like that. And it's the same argument that I have with the libertarian votes this time with Joe Jorgensen. it's like, yeah, that's fucking great. That's awesome. I want to live in that world too, but that's not the world we actually live in, because that's not the way things actually work. And I want to live in that world, but we don't. And that's just a fact that we have to get around. You want people to choose the guy who's going to fix the issue, but they're really just going to choose the guy that gives them the most, where they have to do the least. And like, I understand what you're saying, but you're not being realistic about the world we actually live in. Go ahead, Jeremy.
What you literally described, Aaron, what you literally described was how Lenin got poor Russians to fight in the Red Revolution for him. Then once he was in power, they're just useful idiots. And he didn't care if they lived or died. And when Stalin took power, he was even worse. But if you, I mean, and that's what they did. They promised this utopia. They promised this workers' paradise. They promised all this that all it did was, I mean, listen, have you ever read stories about like going to Russia in the 80s and 90s, like as the Iron Curtain was kind of coming down?
Yeah,
it didn't matter what your job was. If you were a bricklayer, a waitress, a cook, a doctor, like everybody's equal. That's equality. That's exactly what the left is spewing. Everybody's equal. I don't want to be equal people. I want to be better than people, because you know what? I am better than some people. And that literally led to the ruin and death of 100 million plus people between all the fucking countries that have tried it. It's the same that they're spewing.
Nick, you get the last word.
Oh, thank God. I want to ask each of you guys a question.
Okay.
Sean, do you own the place where you live?
No.
Aaron, do you own the place where you live?
I owe the bank.
Well, right. Like
but yes.
Yes. I mean, you don't. The bank owns it, right? You're making payments to the bank, and hopefully, Jeremy, do you own the place where you live?
You'll never own it because property taxes.
Okay, so you're not a property owner? So you're not.
I own the range. I don't own the house that I live in. Technically speaking, it's in a legal thing.
So miss me with that landowner, because that's the same as popular vote. Because then we have I
agree.
Like what, 10% of the population, if even that, that's deciding.
No. I didn't say. I said that's how I said. No, you have to modernize it to not landowners, to something like have skin in the game, like paying, not actually be a landowner, but either not have been on welfare in the last 4 years, because then you can't vote for somebody that's going to promise you more, or you have to have paid federal income tax every year for the last 4 years to be able to vote.
I prepaid my taxes.
That is
okay, Trump.
That is my modernization of having a landowner vote from then to now.
Why you talk about the landowner thing a lot. And I just wanted to point out how horrible a system that is, as it's equally as horrible as popular vote. They're both awful.
No. I agree.
And I understand.
It has to be modernized.
It needs to be modernized. But
it has to be modernized. And those are the two things that I could think of. One of those two, I don't know which one would actually be better. That's a discussion I'd actually like to have had.
But I'm just really proud of all four of us, again, for having an incredibly grounded, civil, political discussion that stayed incredibly calm and rational.
I had fun.
Did you? Because I did.
I literally did. I actually had fun tonight, yes.
I just hate it when Aaron when he's like, I'm going to make a point. He makes a point. You counter, and then he goes, yeah, but that's not my point.
No, that's not what I was saying at all.
That's annoying as dude.
That's not what you see. That's how you made it. But
Aaron, no. Aaron, you finish, and then we got to wrap up.
He may take it that way, but that's not actually what I'm trying to do.
That's fair.
If he makes a point, then I'm obviously going to counter that point with what would be more, I guess, I'd be more descriptive of the original point to try to make him understand what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Dragon Arcadia is right. Jeremy did a shockingly good job staying fairly calm. I've got kind of a buzz going on for the first time in more than 2 months.
I did too, and I had fun.
I think
it's literally been months.
Of anyone here though was Nick about the whole land ownership thing.
It was poignant, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it made it.
Yeah, I mean,
if that were the case, then Jeremy and I would be the only two here allowed to vote.
Dennis, I wish I was smoking something.
I mean, Jeremy would, you wouldn't.
Well, I mean, he owns the property, or he owns the building, but he doesn't own the property. I own a shed on my property I bought.
You don't. You don't own the land. You're not a land.
He doesn't own the land either. He owns the building.
He owns. I thought he said that he owned the land.
No, he said he owned the building, not the land.
Oh well, yeah. None of us can vote. That's all there is to it.
socks.
All right. Oops,
that was way too cheery.
That was. So Urban Tack Pack at Hackett Equipment. This is my favorite pack that I actually have, and it's in stock in ghost gray and black. What did?
Fill your tack pack with tack snacks, and then move into a tack shack.
There you go. So yeah, this one, it's the one I have every single day. I carry it with me. I've got a med kit for Medical Gear Outfitters on it, and it's an awesome pack. $79.99 minus 21% if you use coupon code WLS Life, and that's at HackettEquipment.com, HACKETT equipment.com. Definitely go check them out. That was fun. Normally Jeremy's the one who almost has a stroke. Tonight it was me. I actually did have fun. The election, God show. Like,
I didn't storm out. I had to pee.
Yeah, I know. Nobody knows anything about anything. Apparently our election day is now turned into election week. So
by design.
Yeah. But that, I mean, by design, but not by the Constitution. So I guess that's something we have to live with.
When the Constitution was written, the population wasn't quite as big.
Yeah, I don't really care. Back when the Constitution was written and the Bill of Rights existed, they had muskets, not AR-15s. But it doesn't really matter. They had paper and quills, not the internet. So
will you guys stop jabbing each other so we can finish this?
I didn't realize he was jabbing me.
You were jabbing him, and he was jabbing you.
That's because
I was just making a point.
That's because I have a small point.
It's just like the larger number you get, the longer it's going to take to count everything.
Happy birthday, Sean. How's your blood pressure?
Hey, guess what? Colorado, 5.5 million people, and we counted that just fine. Colorado actually does have a really technologically advanced mail-in ballot system.
How do you guys vote? What does your voting machines look like?
I actually don't know because we vote by we drop our ballots in a drop box. We get texted the second they pick it up. We get texted when they put it into the rolls.
So I've never done that. I mean voting in person.
I don't know.
It's been so long.
You've never voted in person?
No. They mail a ballot to you. Like if you are registered to vote.
Ballots?
Yeah, if you are registered to vote, they mail it to you. And then you can either mail it in, you can drop it in a box, or on election day you can drive up to a collection place, which is usually like a post office or something. And the one time I did that, they had like teenage kids that were volunteering, and they just ran out to the car and grabbed it from me and gave me a sticker, and then ran back and dropped it in the box.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I have no idea.
Aaron?
It's like a Scantron. You fill out a little Scantron piece of paper, and then you put it in a folder, and you walk up to this machine, and it sucks it in, and then you're like, and if an American flag shows up on the screen, it means that your vote counted.
Oh, see,
what if a communist flag shows up?
So I had to walk into the room, hand them my driver's license.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we had to do all that too. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Tell me the process.
You walk into a room, you go into your district area, you show them your driver's license, they hand you a piece of paper, you go see another person who takes that piece of paper and your driver's license, and you fill out this piece of paper and they check the signature against your driver's license, and your signature, and then they give you a ballot and they explain how the ballot works. You get your driver's license back. You go over to a little closed area and you fill out your ballot. And then when you're done, you go.
What do you fill it out with?
Not a marker, ink pen.
Okay.
So we fill it out with ink. No, not a Sharpie. We didn't have Sharpies. But you have to fill in it all the way. So I don't think it really matters what you're using as long as the computer can read it.
Okay, so for Ohio, and then you take it somewhere else and put it in a machine
that sucks it right in that no one can see what
like a Scantron.
Yeah. And again, so it goes in and makes sure that it is able to read all the little dots that you filled in. And if you get the American flag on the screen, it means yay, and you're good.
So walk into the polling station, go up to a table, hand them your driver's license. They swipe it because it's got a magnetic strip, and they swipe it. Make sure look at the face, look at you. Do that. Make sure you're registered.
I'm sorry. Were they able to look at your face? Were you wearing a mask?
No, I wasn't wearing a mask.
Oh, weird. Okay.
No, that. They couldn't stop me from wearing a mask to go vote. Oh, I would have raised hell.
But what did it say? You should wear a mask.
They asked nicely that you did, but there was no sign saying that you had to.
Question: okay. They couldn't stop you from wearing a mask to go vote.
Correct.
So you wore a mask and they were like, dude, and you just shoved past them and went in and voted anyway?
You can't stop me.
Oh, no, I would have. Oh, no, that would have been like, if they tried to stop somebody from voting for not wearing a mask, they would have been, I feel like they even know that they would lose that lawsuit.
But that's not what you said.
Jeremy's
that's not
mom.
what you said, Jeremy. And Jeremy, words have meaning.
Oh, well, nobody there could have stopped me. No.
Jeremy's mom would have
you
doubled
said no
their
one
rent.
could stop you from wearing a mask.
He's nitpicking because you said it backwards.
Oh, whatever. I don't give a
I was like, no one can stop him because his mom will double or triple their rent.
Right. And so you scan your thing. They make sure you're registered to vote. They match address with address on whatever little computer system they have. And then they hand you a piece of paper. This piece of paper does not have anything on it, but it's got like, it's just shaped weird, right? And you walk over to a machine and you stick it in the machine and it sucks it up.
Do you stick it in the back or the front of the machine?
In the front of the machine.
The back door.
Yeah. Front door, actually. And
I'd be
well, it's a
my
little
address is
slot
like
down below.
3 addresses ago.
So it sucks it in the machine. And then you have a computer screen that you touch all your votes. All right. Mm-hmm. Then when you're all done, you hit print. It says like check everything. You check everything. You hit print. It prints it back out. Then you walk over to the machine and you stick it in and it sucks it up and then you're done.
That's interesting. I like that idea of the printed out like a receipt almost. Like, hey, look at.
Yeah, the computer does it all.
Yeah. Remember that one Simpsons episode where he was trying to vote for it was like Dole versus who was it?
And it kept giving him the wrong one.
Right, and he kept pushing the button and kept giving him more and more votes.
One thing that I think is interesting is that everyone in Colorado, or most of the people in Colorado, agreed with me on almost everything except for popular vote and governor and president.
Yeah.
But like all of the
I agree.
Basically everything else I voted on, everybody else was like, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, same here actually. And honestly, apparently the people in Colorado agree with Aaron because we voted to give our electoral votes to the winner of the national popular vote, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
But not to bring that back up, one of the bills that we had was to change the max bet for casinos in Colorado.
Wait, did that pass? I didn't see.
I believe it did. And the max bet was like $200, something like that. I was like, holy yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like 10 grand or something, so like what $200.
The places can actually set their own. The localities can actually set their own stuff. We can only gamble in Cripple Creek and Blackhawk.
Blackhawk. I believe they have to vote, and the actual like town or whatever or county or whatever it is has to decide, right?
But the places who are affected by the thing get to vote on
which is good,
their future, and I think that's
great.
And
also $200, like that's nothing. As someone who's not a gambler, like $200 is nothing. Like I have lost more than $200 in one go on roulette, and I hate gambling. Mm-hmm. Also, it wasn't my money, but still, it happened.
Oh, I was with you.
Yeah,
we're at SHOT Show in Swamp Fox Optics.
No, it was Luke.
Oh, that's right. So, Aaron, this is the axe that you gave me for my birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sean.
The tomahawk. It's fucking awesome.
You gave him a tomahawk and then almost a heart attack.
No, I was actually fine. Okay.
No, I could hear you shouting in the hall.
So here's actually the thing. So today on this, I set up the compressor, which basically the compressor keeps it from peaking out.
Oh, that's really good. I'm glad you set that up today.
I swear to God, you could look at my YouTube history, and I worked on the compressor all day. So 19.2, a 2-to-1 ratio. My attack is 0.2 milliseconds. So what it does is instead of actually peaking and crackling the speakers, it'll push it down. The attack is how fast it pushes it down. So I knew that we had to have some yelling in order to test the compression that I set up today. So that's why I was screaming it out.
So if you look at that's why, because you were testing it.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's exactly why. If you look at Sean's YouTube history, it's all like weird anime theory videos, and then how to set up like peak gate on Rodecaster Pro or whatever.
It probably is. But Aaron, this is an awesome birthday gift. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
that is pretty
awesome,
cool.
Man. I'm glad you like it.
WLS is CNC'd into the handle. It's cool as. That's going to wrap it up for us, guys. Join a gun-related advocacy group such as Firearms Policy Coalition. I think they're the ones right now, the ones that I recommend. I definitely noticed that Sean, good job. I'm a sound tech. Oh, see, look. Alex gives me props right there. Would you like to see the video that I watched today in my YouTube history? Mm-mm. Okay, because I can show you.
I don't want to see your YouTube history.
You can see it's Tim Pool.
No, I don't. I don't care.
It's Tim Pool Mr. Guns and Gear, and Roadcaster Pro videos.
The fish says Nick's compressor is pumping hard. Something's pumping hard.
Suicide prevention line numbers 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. Or you can text a message to 741-741 if you need it. Aaron, when you need it later on tonight, 741-741.
Yeah. I mean, we all know who I voted for. Actually, we probably don't know who I voted for.
We probably don't. I think a lot of people assume, but
yeah, you may the answer may surprise you.
You know what they say about assumptions?
They make an ass out of you and umption.
Actually, if you think about it, we make lots of assumptions in our day-to-day life, and it'd be really hard to get by without making assumptions.
It's kind of how we cope with things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. Like just context clues and stuff. Like you're making assumptions. Right?
Stereotypes exist because that's how we process data.
All right. Well, let's not get racist or anything.
It's not racist.
It exists for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we're live every week on Mondays and Wednesdays on demand every single day. Go to WeLikeShooting.com/show to subscribe. Thank you very much for listening, watching, listening to us yell at each other and scream. We appreciate it. Hopefully, in about 2 or 3 months, the election will be over and we'll know, because we no longer have the first Tuesday after the first Monday. Now it's just the first 7 weeks after the first Tuesday of the first Monday. And Aaron, you want the last words?
Thanks for listening. Get some medical training and go vote again.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but I voted thrice.
Goddamn Ohio.
I had so much fun the first time. I just put on a different mask.
Yeah. My dad said that apparently a ballot with my name on it showed up, an absentee ballot showed up to his house.
Did he fill it out for Trump?
He did make that joke. He was like, don't worry, I filled it out correctly for you.
Nice.
I was like, thanks, Dad. Please throw that away.
If you don't understand why the Electoral College exists, you're the reason.
Yeah, and it's got Lisa Simpson. So So that makes so much sense now.
It's a meme, bro.
Yeah.
You're a meme, bro.
So yeah, when I voted, when I went, I didn't even have to take off my mask. I'm like, do you want me to take off my mask? And they're like, no, I can kind of tell it's you. I'm like, okay.
I just didn't wear one.
I dropped my off at a drop box.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't think we have. We have to drop it off at at city buildings. There's no drop boxes.
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.